Hello! I'm essentially a creator and cooking is a creation process for me. During these episodes, what I will be focusing on is a fusion of Sri Lankan and global cuisine. And I have Abans here helping me, making my life so much easier. I take so much of pleasure in the amalgamation of different colors, different flavors and different nuances, the smells and the whole sensation of it all. I'll be focusing a lot on Sri Lankan flavors, incorporating unique Sri Lankan spices and herbs such as curry leaves and the Sri Lankan curry powder, and focusing on our heritage and culture. So stick with me, I have recipes and I have the craziest things to share with you guys. With the brands LG, Mistral, Elba, Felix, Pyrex and B&B Bakeware, which makes the baking and the cooking process so much more convenient. This is homemade. Hello once again, and I hope you had a wonderful week. And today I've got so many more things lined up for you. And first off, we are going to make a flourless chocolate cake. And then I am going to surprise you with a pizza in the waterline. So we start off by melting the chocolate and the butter in the microwave, and this is so much more convenient for me than using a double boiler and just standing over the stove, just stirring and stirring. Here I just need to pop it in the microwave and I just need to just wait until it all melts together perfectly. So I have put the butter and the chocolate together in this Pyrex ball that I have also gotten from Abans. I'm going to now pop this in the microwave for about 1 minute. You just need to press whatever the amount that you want. I've put 1 minute initially and I'm going to check back on it as it goes. I think my chocolate is done, so let me just check. Yes, it is. I need to just mix it in. Make sure that the chocolate and the butter is well mixed. Nice. Right. Now let's set this aside. I need the bigger ball for this. My Pyrex mixing ball. This has been in the family for so many years. I've lost count of the years that I've had it here. So while I'm waiting for my chocolate to cool, I need to preheat my oven. So I need the fan and the top and bottom heating facility, so I am going to set it to that. And I need a maximum temperature of 250 Celsius. And while that is heating, I am going to get to mixing my ingredients. So I have my trusty Philips mixer today. And it comes with two types of hooks. One is the dough hook, which I use for doughs and cookie doughs, bread doughs, all kinds of doughs. And today I'm going to be using the whisk, which is ideal for cake batter. First, I need to beat in my eggs and my sugar together. 3 eggs. I need to beat this while it's light and fluffy. You can see the texture of the eggs. It's become light in color right now and it's a little bit frothy. So this is what we are looking at initially. And to this I am going to put the brown sugar. Just chuck it all in. You don't need to be very careful with it. And the beauty of this hand mixer is that it has 5 speeds, so I can actually control the speed with which I'm going to be beating this. So this will be on maximum speed for now. So the consistency that I'm looking for is a thick consistency where the egg yolks and the egg whites and the sugar has come together wonderfully, and it's a little bit thick and it has increased in volume as well. So to this I am adding the chocolate mixture that has now been cooled. You need to be careful with the chocolate because it needs to come to the right temperature, otherwise it will cook the eggs. And I don't think anybody wants cooked eggs in their cake. Let's get all the chocolate in. I don't want to waste any chocolate. Wonderful dark chocolate right there. So we are ready to bake. And I have a B&B loose bottom cake pan here, and I need the loose bottom cake pan because it's going to be a little tricky to get out of the cake pan. Therefore, I am using this, and I need to grease it with the non-stick cooking spray. See, when I was small, I wanted to grow up so quickly because I wanted to eat cake better. And I think I'm living my dream right now. Right. And I'm going to keep the ball for licking afterwards. So this is ready to go in the oven. I think my oven is sufficiently heated right now. I'm going to put it in. And we are at a temperature of 250 degrees, so I'm going to lower it to 200. Approximately 20 minutes, and I think we should be done. Our cake is ready now, the flourless cake. Let me just take it out of the oven. Beautiful. So I need to wait for this to cool a little bit because the chocolate needs to really set in before I try to get it out of the pan. So let me just cool it down for a minute. So I think the cake is sufficiently cool, so I'm going to try, and so let me just take this off. This B&B cookware is really helpful when it comes to these things. So I will gently lift it up with the help of my knife. You have it. And I am going to dust it with a little bit of icing sugar. It's like Christmas. And voila, my flourless chocolate cake. Ideal for any occasion, if you're having friends over, your colleagues over, your relations over. This is the ultimate recipe to impress all sorts of guests. So we all know what goes well with chocolate cake: strawberries. So there you go. A little bit of icing sugar again to make it snow. And our flourless chocolate cake is done. So now for the ultimate taste test. I'm going to cut a piece of it right here. You can see how fudgy it is, it just sticks to the knife. it up. Right. It's very rich. If you can, I don't know if you can see this, but it's super rich. It has absolutely no flour, therefore it is gluten-free. Death by chocolate. This is the ultimate death by chocolate actually. It's not too sweet and the chocolate is not too overpowering. I think because of that espresso powder that I mixed in, the flavor of the chocolate comes through, but it's not bitter, even though I've used dark chocolate in it. And like I said, this is the ultimate dessert to impress all your dinner guests at any sort of event, hands down. So what do you do if you don't have an oven but you still love pizza? You, of course, substitute. And if you have a waffle iron at home, this is something that you can do very, very easily. So I am going to make a pizza in my waffle iron today. First off, we need to make the dough, and for that I am using the Abans kitchen machine, and it comes with 3 hooks. This is the whisk, and this is the K beater, which is used to mix in cake batters, and what we are going to use today is the dough hook. So I need 2 cups of flour, and 2 teaspoons of baking powder, a bit of salt, and some coconut oil. Add it all in and let's mix this together. Medium speed. And while that is going, I'm going to add the water. And let it come together in a smooth enough ball. I think our dough is done, so I'm just going to turn this off now. If you can see, the dough has come together, and what I now need to do is test the consistency, and if it balls in your hand like this, you have the desired consistency. This is what we are looking for. So right, let's just leave it there for the time being and get to the sauce. So now our dough is ready, so I'm going to get to the sauce. Very simple process really, in which I'm going to use my Philips mixer grinder. I'm going to use the liquidizer, which allows me to make the sauce without using any sort of liquid or water. So for that I need 250 grams of tomatoes. Just going to cut it in half. I don't need to bother so much because the blender is going to do everything else for me. So the beauty of this liquidizer is the fact that you can actually put in whole tomatoes in it and it'll sort of turn them all into a pulp. Even the seeds, even the skins, it doesn't matter. So you have your work cut out for you really. And I'm going to throw in a whole onion into this, a few cloves of garlic, and salt, some pepper, because you see the sauce has to be very flavorful, because that's what is going to give this pizza its flavor. And last but not the least, some oregano. Let's blend that all in. The sauce is as easy as that. I just need to have a bit of a taste before we add in. You can see the consistency. The tomatoes and the garlic and the onion, everything has come together nicely to make this really thick sauce. Let me have a taste. Perfect. This is absolutely perfect. So now we have the dough here, we have the sauce here, and all that is now left for us to do is to assemble it in the waffle iron. So I'm just going to switch it on. You have to wait till this light turns green, and then we know that it is ready. And before that, I have to spray it with the non-stick spray. Let it do its magic, and we have to take a little bit of dough and on a floured surface to roll it with my trusty rolling pin. You don't need to be neat. After all, it's mini pizzas that you are making for yourself and your family. Just a little bit of love would do. Roll it out a little thinly because we want it to cook right through. Right, the dough is ready and the waffle iron has turned green, so I'm going to now place this in the waffle iron. You need to leave that in for some time until it gets slightly browned on the outside. And until that happens, I'm going to chop my onion, roughly large pieces. These go on top of the pizza. And then my green chili. Again, take out the seeds because I am not a huge fan of the seeds. Green chili has a unique flavor to it if you dare eat it, but to eat it you need to remove the seeds. So now the waffle pizza is ready. So what I'm now going to do is put the sauce on top of it, our previously prepared sauce. Be very generous with it. It's alright even if it gets into the waffle iron. On top of that goes onions. Just break it into small pieces and make sure you cover all the ground. Looking a bit colorful already, so we go in with the green chili. It's a very Sri Lankan pizza we are making, so don't ever judge. I love my green chili, so it goes on my pizzas as well. And last but not the least, the mozzarella. Again, be generous with it because you're eating it and you know you love your cheese on your pizzas. So this part is the fun part. You just need to hold the waffle iron a little bit closer so that the cheese melts. I think our waffle pizza is ready right now. Look at that. You just have to get a look at that. So while I am taking it out, there you have it, hot, hot, out of our waffle iron. So this is now ready. I am just going to put some gotukkola on top of it. Like I said, it's a Sri Lankan pizza. So usually I would use basil leaves, but I have green chili in here and I think gotukkola goes well with this. There you have it. My waffle pizza in the Abans waffle iron is now ready for your consumption. Now for the ultimate taste test, I've cut it up into small pieces. This is your ultimate margherita pizza, but with a little kick of the green chili in it, and the cheese and my sauce. I call it my 5-minute instant pizza sauce. They go all together so well, and the gotu color gives it that hint of freshness. And the best part is, we made it all in the waffle iron. So we made a flourless chocolate cake, which is completely gluten-free, and we made a pizza in the waffle iron, which I'm sure is a first for many of you. And we had Abans pitching in with their elbow ovens, the waffle irons, the LG microwaves, and all other B&B cookware, and which made this process a whole lot easier for me, more than usual. So tune in next week as well, same time. I'll be back with more crazy ideas and stories and flavors just for you. This is Homemade with Jayani.